Hi, everybody. This is Dave Jones with Storm Center Communications and GeoCollaborate. It is 6:07 p.m. Eastern Time, Thursday, August 21st, 2025. Hurricane Erin is moving out. That's great news. But I just recorded a segment because I did see some meteorologist, Chief Meteorologist Doug Kammerer from NBC4 in Washington, D.C., doing a live shot for Bethany Beach. And well, let's just cut to it. So I can play that, and then I'll go into the weather update. Take a look. It looks like we have Doug Kammerer from NBC4 doing a live shot. Caught him on the live camera from Bethany Beach, Delaware. You can see those waves. Wow, they are really coming up strong and chasing Doug out of the way. Look at that while he's live on the air. Boy, these waves are going to continue through this evening into tonight. High tide is coming. As a matter of fact, let me show you what the tide looks like for Bethany Beach. The high tide is going to happen at 8:25. This is at the Indian River Inlet tonight. So the water's going to keep coming up as far as that goes. And these waves are just getting huge. Boy, it's really incredible the amount of water that's being pushed by this hurricane. And I got to tell you, it is not safe. Even if you're a chief meteorologist doing the weather live back to Washington, D.C., and you are stepping back away from these waves, they're really crashing into the bottom of the dune there at Bethany and taking down the fence. Look at that. The part of that fence just went down live as we're doing this update. Doug Kammerer is doing his live shot right there behind those boxes, which, by the way, the Beach Patrol moved. That's where they have umbrellas and chairs and all that stuff. They moved them on up into the path to be safe. And I think they're going to be threatened because we still have several more hours of the tide to come in. So I think, whoa, look at that fence there, just coming there behind the cameraman for NBC4. I think those fence posts are going to be gone. That's sort of a dune protection fence from the wind. It is not going to protect them from the waves. Okay, coming back out, we hope that Bethany Beach and the surrounding beaches, Rehoboth, Dewey Beach, also down to Fenwick Island and Ocean City in Maryland, it looks like they're going to take a hit this evening as high tide comes up tonight. And then there's another high tide in the morning up until about noontime. These waves are 8 to 9 feet right off the coast. As a matter of fact, I showed you during the recording just a minute ago what GeoCollaborate looks like, and I want to show it to you again full screen because here's the buoy, here's Delaware, the state of Delaware, and here's the buoy that I was querying right on the coast of Delaware. Significant wave height, 8.9 feet at a dominant wave period of 8 seconds. Look at that wave direction, east-northeast, because that's the wind direction from Hurricane Erin. And I'm going to take the satellite loop full here because I want to show you what it looks like. It is a massive, massive storm. Look at this. It's still spinning out here. Let's take a look at what the latest advisory is from the National Hurricane Center. As of 5 p.m., Hurricane Erin, large Hurricane Erin turns northeastward, located 36.4 north, 69.1 west, about 370 miles east-northeast of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina, and 375 miles to the northwest of Bermuda. Maximum sustained winds, 100 miles per hour. It's still a Cat 2 hurricane. Min central pressure, 952 millibars, and it's moving northeast at 20. So it is accelerating. It's getting caught up in the westerlies there. Jet stream's going to scoot it out. But boy, it can't be taken out fast enough. There will be an intermediate advisory, I believe, at 8 o'clock tonight because of the impacts it's having on the East Coast with waves. But the next full advisory will be at 11 p.m. From the National Hurricane Center. And you can see it's throwing some clouds back here, some moisture. So it has been a cloudy day in and around most of Maryland. You can see some dry air coming through Pennsylvania and New Jersey, and then down towards Norfolk and the Outer Banks. So that's some moisture that's been hanging around for several days here. But Erin still looks like a very potent storm. And what I want to do here is show you the wind field on GeoCollaborate as I zoom out. Okay, here's GeoCollaborate, and I've turned on the wind field radii, and look at this. The tropical storm force winds are not even touching the East Coast, but look at all these advisories along the East Coast. In Delaware, that's Bethany Beach right here, Ocean City, Maryland here, down to the mouth of the bay. Virginia, the lower eastern shore, where there's a tropical storm warning in effect. That extends all the way down to the Outer Banks just south of Cape Hatteras, the tropical storm warning, because still there could be tropical storm wind gusts. And we can see what this is. Look at that. See, I can query it on GeoCollaborate. Tropical storm warning in the red, even in the southern portions of the Chesapeake Bay in Virginia. But look how wide the hurricane force winds are. Storm force winds of 50 knots, and these are tropical storm force winds. So look at this. It's breezy, yes, at the coast, generating huge waves. We saw that just a few minutes ago at Bethany Beach live. And look at this. They're almost reaching Bermuda, tropical storm force winds. So the center of the storm, I'm going to turn on the forecast, the latest forecast from the National Hurricane Center, and show you where it is moving. And here's the path. This is the path that the center of the storm, Erin, took. And now it's heading out this way. But look at this. The likelihood of Bermuda getting tropical storm force winds is gone down just a little bit, but the wind field is expanding. You see that? Expanding to the south and east. So this particular product, because Erin is so large of a storm, in the 90th percentile for hurricanes at this latitude with its wind field, look at this. The probability of tropical storm force winds is not really accurate at this moment, because we know we're seeing tropical storm force winds here right now. So this should be bumping out a little bit. So Bermuda should be in some probability for tropical storm force winds. And that is why they do have a tropical storm warning in effect right now. Here is the infrared satellite image showing the moisture at the lower levels of the atmosphere. And you can see what's going on here. These cirrus clouds, they're high level. You can even see the top of the cirrus clouds all the way from higher elevations in northern Maine. Someone sent me a picture earlier today, and you could see that cirrus shield from Maine. Don't worry, Maine. You're not really going to have huge impacts. You will get wave action along the coastal portions of Maine, but not the kind of wave action that the mid-Atlantic is seeing right now. And you can see it's heading out now to the northeast. It is impacting marine traffic. And I want to show you that again because it's pretty spectacular. I've widened out and look at the marine traffic that is being disrupted because of Erin. This is a high impact here. This is all Hurricane Erin, huge waves and impacts, and maritime traffic is staying away from this area. And as Erin moves this direction, these guys better get out of the way as well, because Erin is going to bring huge waves and very turbulent seas. So I think all these ships are going to be heading out of the path here as well. But really spectacular picture here of Hurricane Erin and its impacts on maritime traffic, having an impact on the economy, the movement of goods and services across the ocean. It is getting delayed in many cases, and that costs money. Time is money, and lost productivity for products sold. So you can see that weather has a huge impact, not only on the economy, but on people's safety and also on property. Now I'm going to widen out here and show you the radar data. You can see the rain. This is from the Dover Air Force Base radar, and you can see that it's diminishing. So the heavy rain is going away from the radar view, but it's not going away. There's a lot of heavy rain out over the ocean. But this is what it looks like from the standpoint of a land-based radar over the ocean. Okay, one more thing I wanted to show you with this quick update is Hurricane Erin here, and this is the visualization for the winds. The wind field, you can see, still touching strong winds, Atlantic City, coastal New Jersey, Big waves in Long Island all the way up to Connecticut and the Cape. Big waves hitting Cape Cod right now as well. But these winds are very, very strong coming from the north and the northeast along the coastline. That's the direction that the waves are hitting Bethany Beach and Ocean City from the northeast. So the waves being generated here are anywhere from 12 to 15 feet down in this area, to 8 to 9 feet off of Maryland and Delaware, to about 8 to 9 feet all the way up to Long Island, and even up towards coastal Rhode Island. We're seeing waves of 6 to 7 feet, getting very, very close to the shoreline. Okay, so the last part of this briefing, I just want to show you that we do have an active Atlantic right now. Take a look at the National Hurricane Center's outlook for potential development, and we are watching an area of disturbed weather, a tropical wave, and that tropical wave is very close to the northern Leeward Islands, and I'm going to show you that on satellite here in just a second. But GeoCollaborate is showing the National Hurricane Center's outlook, and that outlook for development is very high. Look at this. Over the next 2 days, 50% chance of a tropical system developing, and over the next 7 days, a 70% chance. And so if Bermuda escapes with just tropical storm force winds from Erin, it looks like it might be a direct hit from this particular storm. If this storm gets named, that would be Fernand. So after Erin is Fernand, and then Gabrielle if the one in orange develops. So we have a very busy time right now monitoring these systems. And now I want to show you the satellite loop of this particular area of interest that has a high chance of developing, and that is up in this area. Here are the Leeward Islands right here. We just talked about them. Remember the northern Leeward Islands? Here's Puerto Rico right here. Vieques just to the east, and St. Thomas. You guys in the northern Leeward Islands should be fine. You're getting some showers, maybe a couple of thunderstorms, but this system is well off to the northeast, and it's moving in that direction. And widening out just a little bit, this is an area that the National Hurricane Center is watching as well. And this has a 40% chance of development. That's this system right here, 40% chance of development. Here's the one just northeast of the Leeward Islands, the Lesser Antilles here. And this one here, as far as the models are concerned, aren't too excited about this one. It looks like it's going to take a path this way, but it does seem to get torn apart, at least in the forecast models, by some upper level shear, almost 20 knots or more of shear from the southeast. That looks like will kind of kill that system here. We're definitely going to keep an eye on it for sure, and we're watching the entire tropics. That's for sure, as we go over back to GeoCollaborate and zoom out here, because I do want to show you the whole basin. It's pretty amazing what's going on right now, and there's that 40% chance of developing in the next couple of days. But look, this area is so small, the Hurricane Center says it may develop here in the next day or two, but it looks like it's going to get torn apart. So they don't even have a forecast going towards the Caribbean. So Barbados, you're okay. You can breathe easy. This system is going to be moving up into the Atlantic. Bermuda, keep an eye on this one. This could be Fernand, and it could be right on the heels of Erin. So having a tropical storm force winds perhaps tonight, and then over the next maybe middle to, well, after the weekend, early next week, being threatened by another potential tropical system. Okay, so that's the update for today. I'm Dave Jones with Storm Center Communications and GeoCollaborate. We'll take one final look at what it looks like down in Bethany Beach. We'll take a look at that full screen here, and the tide is still coming up, and it looks like the ocean has other plans for that dune fence. Hopefully not many other plans for the dune itself that protects downtown Bethany Beach. but we have a very turbulent sea. We have waves of 8 to 10 feet just offshore. And look at that, as high tide comes in closer to between 8 and 8:30. That tide again here looks like 8:29 will be the high tide at Indian River Inlet. Looks like we have some more waves that are going to be coming up and wave run up to the dunes. So be safe, everybody out there. Thanks so much for watching this update. We'll be back tomorrow with perhaps another update. We're going to be watching this area to the northeast of the Lesser Antilles. We may take a day or two off, but we're certainly monitoring it. This has been an update for the All Hazards Consortium, the sensitive information sharing environment, where we share information across platforms so everybody can remain on the same page and help with decision-making and situational awareness across state boundaries and across private sector organizations. Thanks so much for watching. Be safe. We'll see you later.